Students, today I am going to continue your second book, Politics in India Since Independence. In the book, first lesson is Challenges of Nation Building. Our country, India, became independent on 15th August 1947. Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of Free India, addressed a special session of the Constituent Assembly. On 14th August 1947, at midnight, it was the famous speech Tryst with Destiny. The main vision of this speech was to bring freedom and opportunity to the common man, to the peasants and workers of India, to fight and end poverty, ignorance, and disease, to build up a prosperous, democratic, and progressive nation, and to create social, economic, and political institutions which will ensure justice and fullness of life to every man. This was the moment Indians had been waiting for. Here, the two goals almost everyone agreed upon. First is we shall run our country through democratic government, and second that the government will be run for the good of all, particularly the poor and the socially disadvantaged groups. Now that the country was independent, the time had come to realize the promise of freedom. India was born in very difficult circumstances. Perhaps no other country by then was born in a situation more difficult than that of India in 1947. Freedom came with partition of the country. The year 1947 was a year of violence, displacement, as well as rehabilitation of the people. It was in this situation that independent India started on its journey to achieve several objectives. At the time of independence, our country India has basically three kinds of basic challenges. First challenge was to unite our country as a group of the people. No doubt India is a diverse land, and here the people belong to various social groups, culture, and as well as linguistic ground. At that time, it was widely believed that a country full of such kinds of diversity could not remain together for long. The second challenge was to establish democracy. Constitution granted fundamental rights and extended the right to vote to every citizen. India adopted representative democracy based on the parliamentary form of government. These features ensure that the political competition should take place in a democratic framework. A democratic constitution is necessary but not sufficient for establishing a democracy. The third challenge was to ensure the development and well-being of the entire society, and not only of some sections. Here again, the Constitution clearly laid down the principle of equality and special protection to socially disadvantaged groups and religions and cultural communities. The Constitution also set out in the directive principle of state policy the welfare goals that democratic politics must achieve. The real challenge now was to evolve effective policies for economic development and eradication of poverty. In this chapter, we focus on the first challenge of nation building that occupied center stage in the years immediately after independence. We begin by looking at the events that form the context of independence. This can help us understand why the issue of national unity and security become a primary challenge at the time of independence. We shall then see how India chose to shape itself into a nation united by a shared history and common destiny. This unity had to reflect the aspiration of people across the different regions and deal with the disparities that existed among regions and different sections of people. Here, the three stamp has been depicted. First stamp here, a charkha is depicted. Charkha symbolizes of Bharat cottage industry. In second stamp, grains and plough is depicted. It symbolizes Bharat is an agricultural country. Third stamp is people and trumpet. Here, people is watching procession of carrying flags and blowing trumpets, which symbolize India's attainment of full nationhood. Now I am going to convey you about famous Urdu poet Faiz Ahmad Faiz. He wrote a famous poem, The Dawn of Freedom. In this poem, he expressed the disappointment of partition and the cost that the India subcontinent paid for freedom from the British rule. Another image is a famous Punjabi writer Amrita Pritam. He wrote a famous book Kagaz Se Canvas, and for this book he achieved Gyanpith Award. Through lines, today I call Waris Shah. She appeals to Waris Shah to arise from his grave, record the Punjab's tragedy and turn over a new page in Punjab's history. Wazir Shah was a Sufi poet, the Chishti order, known for his contribution to Punjabi literature. In my next topic, I will provide you information about partition, displacement and rehabilitation.